Hello everyone, I think we're live. Still using the old mic, so let me know if audio is okay, if I need to turn it up or down or whatever. The parts I got to try to make my other mic work USB. Oh, you know what? I bet the audio is going to try to play on this. Hold on, let me turn that down. My husband was trying to fix my laptop last night with whatever's going on with the audio. Didn't work. Oh, that looks weird. I don't know why that's not showing the whole screen. Is anything weird? I don't think you can't hear or see me. That's weird. Hold on. Oh. You know what's odd is for some reason, and I checked this a moment ago and it looked like it was okay, but one of my YouTube things is showing, no, I'm there. So I'm not sure why that is. Casey, can you see and hear me? Okay, good. Yeah, it's been we're having to adjust some stuff. Even like what it's showing me on my preview is like the upper corner of my key. It's weird. It's not, but when I check on the other thing, whatever, we're gonna go with it. Hopefully it looks like we're okay. So we're still trying to figure out why. Well, we know it's the jack input on the computer is what's not allowing my wireless mic to work. So it's not the wireless mic. It's the overly priced laptop. It's an MSI laptop. So good job MSI on the hardware. For whatever reason, the jack just feedback nonstop. So I ordered a USB port. Apparently the thing converter, whatever, wrong one. So now I'm waiting for the new one to come that's supposed to be for audio. So hopefully that will work. We'll see. I don't know. Let's see. So, Marcia, you're not, if you can't hear me, I don't know how this would help. Refresh. You have an echo. Let me make sure, are all the other mics off? Because my husband was messing with this. You're always going to have somewhat of an echo. It's just a matter of how much in here, because the studio is very echoey. I don't know how bad that is. Let's see. So I'm just looking through. Okay, Clark Finder, it says no echo there. So hopefully we're okay. You're going to have, like I said, it's always echoey in this room, and it's worse so with this mic than with the wireless. Unfortunate. So before we get started, a couple of things. First, I am working on a Frederick's watercolor canvas board. This is an 11 by 14 inch, really, really smooth. I am sponsored by Frederick's. This canvas was provided to me by them. They were already the only canvas I used, so that was an easy sponsorship. But that is the canvas that I'm using, and I just want to be transparent, so, you know, keep everything all legal and honest. So that is the canvas that I'm working on. The second thing I want to bring up is that this is an artist hangout. If you're looking for just straight tutorials, you don't want to listen to me ramble about microphones or frogs or dogs and plants and all the other random crap that I'm into, you're going to find Patreon to be a better fit for you. Patreon.com/Lachri. That is definitely, check that out. I've got over 200 lessons available for you right now. They're 1 to 2 hours long. Most are, well, lately there have been a lot of, there's at least real-time clips or very, very slowed down, like just sped up a little bit if it's repetitive, but that's going to be a better fit if somebody is looking for like more straightforward tutorials. Like I said, these are our artist hangouts. It's my chance to get to chat with you guys. If you have messaged or emailed me, you know, I rarely get back to people. There's just no time. Either I make videos or I respond to all the, you know, everybody's emails. And that sounds super like, look how popular I am. I have all the emails. That's not what I mean. It just, you know, I have to pick and choose where what I'm going to get done that day. And unfortunately, emails end up being like, I might months later get to them. So anyway, that is what these are. It's a chance where I get to answer you instantly, and we get to chat and hang out. And so that's what this is. Okay, so for this one, I am going to be working in acrylics. You can work in any medium you want. And I decided I'm going to go with kind of a lavender. It's a little bit darker than what you're seeing on your screen there. Lavender, and then fade down to a grayish with maybe a little bit of a blue tint, because I'm going to keep this kind of a rainy day type feel, since, you know, Valentine's Day is in one of my least favorite months of the year with, actually I like the rain. Cold I have an issue with. So that is my plan. You can do any color combination that you want. With me, with being a zombie snail, it just grays work, and I wanted the pink lavender just to, no one cares, let's paint. I feel like I'm turning into one of the, have you read those recipes when you look for something online and you're like, I just want to learn how to make this one item? but the person has to tell you their whole life story on why they like that recipe. And it's like, the recipe's this long, but the actual life story is this. You're like, I don't care why I'm doing that to you now. I'm doing the very thing that drives me insane. Okay, so whenever you want to make a grayish color, the easiest thing to do, mix gray first. So I'm starting with my black and white. This is just the titanium white and Mars black. Mars black is going to be a better choice than like a lamp black, because the lamp black is going to be more translucent. Or what's the other one? Lamp black, and my brain is shutting down. There's another, ivory black. So ivory black is going to be very translucent. Great for glazing. Not so much when you want a more opaque color. And so I want to go ahead and get that in there. And then I'm going to mix just a little bit of blue. Tiny bit of a blue tint, not much. The blue will be very overpowering, so you've got to be careful when you're going for a grayish tone to just slowly pull that color in. So I'm just going to throw that on the bottom. Now the downside with the canvas board is that it's kind of a pain to get it to, you don't have much to grip to on the edges there. So we'll get that in there. And I'm adding water to my paint, as always. Pastels on my screen, it's just a stock photo that I really liked with the colors and stuff, so I used it for the thumbnail, but it's not actually mine. I know, I cheated. I used somebody else's stock photo. I think it was from Pixabay or Unsplash. I don't know. I thought it was pretty. A lot of the photos of paintbrushes and stuff, I use other people's because, unfortunately, it sounds funny, my art supplies are kept in much better condition than some of the really cool artsy photographs of art supplies. So mine don't photograph and look as artsy and fancy as what you see on some of the, like I wanted a photo with messy art supplies. I don't do that. Mine are stored in a much cleaner way. So yeah, I sometimes just have to find photos. Like if I want really damaged, not that my brushes aren't ever damaged, but they're not that damaged, not as dirty as what I find in some of these photos. So that is mine. I'm gonna have to adjust the color. It's definitely a darker lavender than you're seeing here. It's a little grayish color, but it is a lot more saturated, so I'll fix that once I blend this. I would fix it now, except I can't because I need this to stay wet. And if I start screwing around with the camera, this will dry. So let's just throw that in there. I just want a nice fade from one to the next. You can do this in a couple of layers if you're just not getting what you like the first time through. Throw another layer on there, no big deal. I may on this even, I'm almost tempted to airbrush a vignette thing around the edges. I might do that. I was tempted to do a few things. Actually, I was tempted to add just a hint of stripes behind. I think I might do that. We'll see. Oh, I don't think I have a good template for that. Maybe I won't. Okay. So let's start with this. I may do another layer just to get it a little bit darker. And let's grab a mop brush. So I just want something nice and floofy. And I'm gonna blend in all different directions. Now my goal here is not to mix or blend. I often say I'm gonna blend this out. That isn't actually what I'm doing. What I'm doing is softening out my brush strokes. My chair is wobbly, I need to fix that. I'm like sliding all over the place or wobbling all over the place as I do this. But my goal is just to get rid of the brush strokes. It's not really to blend the lavender, which is lavender, it just doesn't look like it here, into the gray. So that is a term you'll often hear me say where I'm gonna blend something out. It's a little deceiving because I'm not really blending. The actual blending is done with the other brush. The mop brush is just to get rid of some of those brush strokes, to soften things out. Actually, I kind of like that. I may leave this just as it is. That came out surprisingly well for how fast I did that. So the next thing that I'm going to do, I don't know if you saw I sat this brush to the side on my palette. Don't leave it there. But you also don't want to just stick it in your water and leave it there. That is one of the biggest mistakes that I used to make. We all make. You want to damage your brush, leave it in a cup of water. That will damage it within like 30 seconds. It's an issue. So what you want to do, wipe the paint off the brush. I use a paper towel, an old rag, whatever you want, and then rinse it out and then lay it flat to dry. But don't ever, not even for 30 seconds, if you're like, oh, just really quick, I'm going to put it here so the paint doesn't dry on it. What happens is the tip of the bristles here, this all gets frayed really quickly. You will damage that brush so fast. So Don't ever leave it. I would rather leave it here on my palette with paint on it for a couple of minutes while I'm blending than sitting in water for those couple of minutes. If I've got to make a choice, like I need to blend this out really quickly, and my choice is either set this with paint down or set it in water, I'm going to set it with paint down on the palette. But don't forget about it. That's the key. Don't forget about it. Okay, let's see if I can fix this color really quick. And by really quick, we all know I don't really mean really quick. Nothing I do is really, well, I talk really quick. That's about all I do fast. I talk and paint fast. Let's see. It's closer. It's really blue. My gosh. That is not what it looks like. Oh, there we go. That's much more what it looks like. My hand's probably, oh, whoa, that makes my hand pretty crazy, but it is much closer. Let's see. Right about there, I would say, is what this looks like. So my hand's, oh, no, that's actually not bad now. Meh. We'll go with it. Kinda. Kinda. Mine's probably a little bit more lavender than what you're seeing, but anyway, I'm going to dry this and then we will get caught up. Hi, Daniel. We will, oh, I'm stuck on my camera. I probably just, yep, I screwed that up. There we go. Okay, plug your ears because it's right next to the mic, and unfortunately this mic doesn't tune it out. So if you've got headphones in, you may want to take those out for a minute. You've been warned. Going to let that cool for a bit before I tape that. And actually, I'm going to get the edges because there's definitely going to be wet paint here. Just wipe that. So that needs to set for a bit, and we'll get caught up on some questions because I have not responded to anybody. Hold on. Here we go. Joseph said, almost as bad as the recipe that starts, gives you one ingredient, and then asks you to click next for each item. Oh, I've seen those. I won't even, I'm like, there's nothing you could make that is worth. I don't like to cook anyway. Like, my idea of guacamole is mashed up avocado. Sometimes I add onion, sometimes I don't, and salt. Like, the end. That is it. And I like it just fine. Like, I know I'm not a chef by anyone's imagination. So, yeah, when they do that stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'm out. There's nothing you could make in this world that is worth that crap. Let's see. Scrolling down. Hi, hello, Shiny. Oh, I had no internet for 2 weeks. That's no fun. Moved into new house on a truck to new house on a truck to a new moved our house on a truck to a new spot. I can't read, so no water, power, etc. Mostly good now, except for cupboards that won't open. Oh my gosh, that sounds stressful. I hope that all gets worked out for you. Let's see. Hi, Gracelyn. I'm going to mispronounce everyone's names. I'm warning you now. I am horrible about that. I apologize. Hi, Jeff. Heather said, what is the weather like down there in mid-February? I need an idea of what to wear for the trip there. What are we? We right now are 64. We are all over the place because like in a week, it'll be cold again. So it is like, here, let me see. Where am I? Weather, sorry, I got distracted, looked at something and my brain shut down. We're 60s and 50s until next, not this Tuesday. No, yeah. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, then Tuesday drops down to 40 is the high and 25 is the low. So it's like, it's weird. We are just all over the place right now. I'm actually going to try to get some video editing done tonight because I never have free time like at all. And I need to get the flower bed started that goes in front of the studio. I would really like to do that tomorrow. So I'm going to tonight, after I'm done with the live stream, I'm going to get some wine and try to get all of tomorrow's video editing done so that I can play in the yard for a few hours. That's the plan. We'll see how that goes. Let's see. Clark Feinert said, the Lucky Leprechaun Zombie Snail for March. I was so excited to see today's design. And it was one of you guys, I don't know who brought up an umbrella when we were on Joseph's live stream chatting. Somebody brought up an umbrella or rain, and I don't even know if you were talking about this, but I was like, I can turn that in. That would be really cute for Valentine's Day. That's so, yes, you guys, I stole your idea. Let's see. Oh no, Joseph said, I forgot to put my brushes away on Monday's stream. They got stiff but not ruined. No, that's good. Alana said, any watercolor live streams planned now that the octopus is finished? Not planned, but I'll definitely be doing it. Like, I don't have anything on the schedule, but we definitely will be doing that for sure. Let's see. Mirko, I apologize for butchering your name. Said, hello, Lisa, good evening. After many attempts to see you, I'm glad I made it today. I like the drawings. Thank you. Let's see. Lisa, can a person hire you to do a custom painting for them? Usually no. I don't take many commissions. It depends on what it is and how excited I get about it, I guess. I don't know. I don't take them often. It really would depend on what it is. I used to do commissions, and now time-wise is definitely a challenge. So unless it's something that I'm like, I really want to paint that and it would be good for a video, I normally don't. I don't do portrait commissions anymore unless it's something that I approach the person or I want to do it. I normally don't do those just for random people anymore. So it depends on what it is. Casey said, the amount of times I see ads that claim to have information to change your life forever. However, you have to watch a 30-minute info video for the history of the product before the answer. Yep. And I've been trying not to do that on my videos because I've always kind of done that where I'm like, here's the intro. By the way, I'm not just being lazy. I'm letting this dry. But I'll be like, here's the intro. Let me tell you a bit about this painting. No one cares. No one cares. So, I'd be better off showing one of my greyhounds playing with a toy than me telling you a story about how I feel about a painting. I guess there'd be some exceptions, but for the most part, I try to cut out I used to do longer intros and I try to jump into it as fast as possible because I'm like, my attitude is if it bugs me when I see that on stuff, it probably bugs other people. Let's stop doing the thing that bugs the people. Except for talking fast, I can't control that. And before somebody gives me some link of some speech therapy, I don't need speech therapy. My mind works fast. My brain, my mouth, everything just works fast. We deal with it. Let's see. Inevitably somebody, and I get that they're trying to be helpful, but it's I don't actually have a speech disorder. I just talk fast. I don't have a lot of filler words. If I was saying constantly, really fast as I spoke fast, then okay, yeah, that needs to be corrected. But the only thing that I make any effort for is to make sure I enunciate so that you can actually understand me once you get used to the speed that I talk. Point is, I've been talking like this since I was 4. It's not going anywhere. Let's see. Clark said, yes, that was me, the Valentine Snail and the umbrella. I love the design you came up with. Well, apparently it was the design you came up with. So thank you for that. When you mentioned it, I was like, how cute with the raindrops are going to be flying off this. Is this ready yet? Let it sit a few more minutes. How are my frogs and the rest of the crew? The 2 red-eyed tree frogs, the one, he's perfect. He's put on weight. He looks so good. I need to do a fecal. He's about ready to go into the big tank. So I'm excited for him on that. But the other one that has a neurological thing, if anything, I would say she's worse. Some days seem a little bit better. So actually, I should say some days are not as bad, and some days are last night was kind of bad. And she's getting to where her head, even when she stays still, her head starts to kind of bob a lot, whereas before it stayed still. So I think she's getting a little worse. Don't have high. I want to make her as comfortable and everything as good as possible. She still tries to eat, so she's not stressed. If a frog is stressed, they are not going to eat. So if she's not stressed, I'm assuming she's not really in any pain. So because they can be really iffy on the eating thing. So if she's eating, all her drama is. But I'm watching her going, oh, you're gonna hurt yourself. And she did. She injured herself last week. She jumped and hit the screen because the other frog jumped into the bowl. It scared her, the food bowl, which has other crickets in it. And she hit the screen lid, and she has these scuff marks on her back, so I'm having to watch to make sure that doesn't get infected. I have Neosporin to treat her right away if it starts to, but as of right now, it looks like it's healing okay. So I'm just if she starts hurting herself, then that I don't want to I wouldn't let that continue. But anyway, yeah, they're not great. But anyway, the rest of the frogs, dart frogs, perfect. The other tree frog, or the other red-eye tree frog, he's doing great. I just need to get another fecal. See, we talk about frog poop on this channel. I need to get another fecal test into the vet to make sure those parasites are gone. And yeah, they're good. I've got the albino and the purple morph red-eye tree frogs on order, if you want to say it. Like, I have a breeder that I've gone through. I'm going with a smaller breeder, so less likely to have issues that a bigger breeder did of frogs. So yeah, that is the frog thing. But all the other animals, fish, everybody is good. Dogs good, passed out down here. You can't see them. They're actually laying like normal dogs too. Their legs aren't in the air yet. Let's see. I'm scrolling. I want to get caught up on questions, then we'll get this drawn out. Yeah, it sucks. It's disappointing, and I think I feel worse for her than what she feels. Like, if she's eating, she's not that stressed, and I think I'm the one over here cringing, going, oh, you're not moving normal, are you okay? So I definitely, it seems like I'm the one more bothered than the frog. But, I mean, I'll keep her in a separate vivarium, or not vivarium, it'll just be a tank. I can't do the vivarium for her. I'm afraid she'd hurt herself, but she can live her life, however long she wants to hang in there. I will take care of her. So she gets special treatment. She'll permanently, I'm looking for my transfer paper. I have some transfer paper here, but this is kind of spent. So transfer paper, by the way, you can reuse again and again. This one, if you can see, is, can we get the tree? See how many times I've used it? You can see turtle marks on there. Oh no, that's from, I think those are marks from, what did I do that from? Those look more like marks, the little things from an octopus. So you can use your transfer paper over and over. The thing is, this is getting more spent. So I'm looking for my newer. Hold on, let me see if I've got a batch over here. So this one, I forget which brand this is, but it came in one of my Smart Art boxes. And it's funny because normally I only really like the Low Cornell. The one that came in the Smart Art box, and I can't remember the brand, I like it better. It's a little bit more bold. It doesn't, no, ink erase is okay, but I'm kind of a fan. That's one of the things I love with Smart Art box. This is not a promo video for them. I just want to bring it up because I love those boxes. But those are the subscription boxes. I have gotten good brushes. I've gotten brushes that I probably wouldn't have bought, and now I'm like, wow, I kind of like this brand. I'm going to get some more of those. The transfer paper, like different things. That's how I got started with Inktense, with Smart Art Box. But I've gotten different supplies that I probably would not have purchased on my own that I ended up loving, and that paper is definitely one of them. So I pre-drew my zombie snail out. I ripped the corner of my paper. So let's stick him on that. This still feels a little tacky. It might be a little too soon to do this. We'll see. So this is any tracing paper. The tracing paper is one of the things I would not spend much money. I actually usually prefer the generic tracing paper to the like Canson or whatever they have at the art supply stores. If I can get the generic, I want it. It tends to be a little bit thinner, and I like that better for for tracing paper. So what I recommend doing when you're working in acrylics, and I do this on many mediums, but acrylics especially, if you were to, one of the ways that a lot of people think that you're going to paint with acrylics is you're going to take a white canvas and your pencil and you're going to draw everything out, and that does work well with oils because the oils will blend out those graphite marks, but you'll draw it all out on graphite, and then you'll paint the background around the subject, and then you'll paint the subject in one at a time, kind of like paint by number type thing. Yeah, no, not for acrylics, not if you want like smooth results. If you want this smoothly blended background, you can't, that is not in there even. You can't try to blend around the subject. It'll dry too fast. It's not going to be, it won't be smooth. It'll be very messy. And now if you're going for a more impressionistic look, works fine. You don't have to worry about that. But if you're trying to get that really smooth background like what we did here, If you're trying to paint around the subject, the paint dries too fast. It's fine in oils. Oils dry slow. With acrylics, it dries very fast. So the better thing for acrylics is to paint your background like nothing's there, and then either use a white charcoal pencil. Generals makes one I really like, or pre-draw it out on a piece of tracing paper and use transfer paper, and then you get a really clean, nice drawing on your subject. And even once your background is on there, I don't recommend using a regular graphite pencil for 2 reasons. One, most areas you're not even going to see it. Unless you've got a real white or light colored background, then okay. But you're not really going to see it too. It doesn't erase very well. And the other thing, and it's kind of, it's contradictory, you don't see it well, except when you're done painting, those graphite lines show through the paint, because most of the paints that I use anyway are fairly translucent, and so those graphite lines keep showing, which made no sense because I couldn't see them when I was trying to freaking see them when I was painting. It's just not a good, no one's happy. End result, in the process, no one's happy. Just graphite's not the way to go. If you need to use a graphite line, let's say you were using a really light colored background, like a white background, so the white charcoal pencil wasn't showing up, then go with a water soluble graphite pencil, like Faber-Castell makes one that I really like. I will use that. That is going to work because you can blend that out. But in this case, this is just the way to go. And even if you're thinking, well, I don't want to trace things, you don't have to trace, well, kind of, you don't have to trace it. Draw out your subjects. Just get a big piece of paper or whatever size paper you want that on, and draw it out. You can freehand it all you want. You have all your eraser marks are done on that separate piece of paper. And then like with this, I drew it on a Wacom tablet. Obviously this is not traced. I drew it on a Wacom tablet. Then well, yes, it is traced. Then I traced my drawing, my freehand, I traced onto the tracing paper, and now I can get nice clean image onto the canvas. And this is a way that you can keep your work really, really clean. Okay, let me scroll up a bit. Where are we? Yeah, frog poop and art. Eo said, I love the drawing of the tabby cat you did. I'm drawing a tabby cat at the moment and learned so much. Oh, I'm glad that could help. Yay. As long as we aren't making art out of frog poop. Oh, no. That is... I see, it's funny because I deal with that stuff, and like I can touch crickets with my hands, but I'm also really girly where I don't want anything dirty to touch me, and I'm weird. Like it's weird. It's backwards. Let's see. Where are we? Rose said, have you ever grown desert roses from seeds? I have. I have 2 seedlings who just germinated, and they're so cute. Yep, I did that. I germinated about 80 of them. I probably have, because I left them too close to the sprinkler. I didn't realize they were getting hit by the sprinkler in the morning, and so I rotted some of them. But I have several they're in my shower, of all places. But that's where they are right now. So yeah, they don't grow very fast. I kind of lost interest. I've had them for maybe 3 years now, and they just have not. They're like these tiny little. I have some in different stages. I have some other seedlings that are about this big. Those ones I bought when they weren't seeds. And then I've got 2 adults, if you call them that. They're really pretty though. Let's see. Susan said, I can't seem to use the tracing paper, just end up getting graphite all over my paper. Is there a trick to using it? Draw it out on another piece of paper. So like your regular white mixed media, something cheap, but something that you can easily erase. Draw it out on that and then trace the subject onto the tracing. That way I don't have eraser. Like if you have to erase on tracing paper, it's going to be a hot mess. It just smudges. Actually, I can probably show you that. Hold on. Do I have a graphite pencil? That's water soluble graphite. That's not going to help. Oh, maybe not. But it does make kind of a mess if you try to erase and draw on the tracing paper. So I draw on another piece of paper, trace that, and then use that to transfer over. So I'll show you. And welcome, Leanne Wood, if you are watching, new Patreon member. Why are you not clearing out, phone? You're being funny. There we go. Coffee. Okay, so the way that I'm going to transfer this, if I can find it, I should have a stylus in here. I really need to organize my studio. I did buy, well, you can kind of see in the back corner, I have a shelving system there that is just a cheap IKEA shelf. And it drives me crazy. I can never find anything I want over there. It's not easy to organize. And everything's all open and ugly. I finally found, I ordered from Overstock today, a big pine wood, big like armoire type cabinet system. So I'm kind of excited about that. That should be here in a couple weeks. So I'll be able to make some upgrades to the studio, hopefully organize a bit better. weird thing with that, total side story. Okay, I can't find the thing I need. I placed the order with overstock, and then I paid. Everything was done. Everything was correct. And then maybe less than 10 minutes later, I get another PayPal money request from overstock for another $68. No explanation on what that 68 is for. The full payment went through. Everything is fine. Like, it was so weird. I have never had that happen from a company. And when I looked, where is my thing? When I looked online, or like looked at my account on Overstock, it doesn't show that I owe them any money, but it does show it because I'm like, is this fake? Like a scam? What is this? It shows it came on PayPal. It shows that the money request for that extra $68 did come from Overstock. Weird. And the weird thing is too, I was like, well, was there a confusion? Like, because I used a coupon on it. It was like 17% off. So I used that. Where is my phone? I have to find this. Oh, hold on. No, that doesn't make sense either. I'm trying to think where I would have put it. I'm looking for my stylus to transfer this over. It should be in one of these. But yeah, so I thought that was odd. I don't know if you guys have ever had that happen where a company sent a money request after you already paid the full amount. Weird. Very odd. I was like, that seems really scammy. Thanks, Ben. And Tamara? Let's see. Oh, Shirley says, I love these snail paintings. Yay, I'm glad. Sheila said, I'm sorry she, frog, no name, is having, we've been calling her Matrix because she glitches, is having such a hard life. I know you're taking good care of her. Just saying, oh, thank you. Yeah, I feel bad for her. It's hard to watch. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have ever had fish and you know one of them is like getting to the end of their life and they're kind of struggling, and it just sucks to watch. Like, I don't want to end it for them if they're still trying, but also like, it's cringy to watch. Like, watch them struggle is definitely, it's hard. Okay, seriously, how in the world did I lose something I use? I bet I threw it on the floor. It's probably not threw it on the floor, but I drop stuff on the floor all the time. I could use a pen if I have to. The only problem with that is sometimes I haven't done it in a while, but if you rip it, you can end up with pen marks on your painting. It's just weird. I'm going to have to give it up, or give up the search, because... Yeah, I don't know where it is. So there's a stylus that I use. Oh, found it. I don't know why it's back there, but I found it. So this is what I'm going to use. Now, your transfer paper does not need to be the same size as your artwork. I'm just going to slide this around as needed. But I do want to make sure I'm at the right side because sometimes, yep, that's the right way. So we're just going to quickly go over this. Now, this doesn't have to be perfect at all. Kind of was going for this loose mushroom thing, so the stem isn't like a super, I don't know if I capture it, I don't think it's gonna really look like a mushroom, but that was my initial goal. And so I didn't go for a normal stem or handle on the umbrella. That's definitely a personal thing. I just got paint all over me. This definitely was not dry. We were not ready to start this part of the process. Hold on, let me wipe some of this off so I don't put it all over. Let's see. That actually sounded like a good idea. Joseph said, I would have spent days trying to make the snail shell that heart. Lisa did the eyes, much smarter. Yeah, way easier, that's for sure. I considered that, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going through that level of effort. Let's see. Just scrolling. Tamara said, I learned a new trick for applying masking fluid. Rub your brush on a bar of soap and it doesn't stick. Much easier. I'm learning watercolors because of you. That is awesome. I've heard that. Does it affect how archival the paints are after? That I never found, like I didn't look that heavily into it, but that was kind of my first thought when I heard that. Like, is that going to affect the paint? Does the soap stick? Like, how does that actually work out? I am definitely curious on that for sure. I'm going to have to watch some videos on it. I did buy myself some new masking fluid, so I plan to use it. It would have been way easier on that octopus piece. So I definitely plan to use it. I just need to get better techniques. But I've heard that with the soap, the bar of soap that you're talking about. I've not tried it yet. Like, is there a certain brand of soap? Oops. Yeah, that's fine. I am not staying inside the lines. Did I get all my swirls? I don't think I got all my swirls. Oh, I did, kind of. Actually, I'm not going to put the lines inside because I'll get just a solid base. And this is another trick you'll see when we do our like final detail stuff. Once we get the base layers in, you reuse this tracing paper. Don't throw it out because I'm going to go through in any details that I might want to do. Now on this is simple enough. I can freehand it. No big deal. But let's say it was something that was really elaborate, like an owl with all these feathers. I don't want to redraw that again. I can just use the outline, fill it in solid, whatever color I want for the base, and then go back with the transfer paper and transfer in those feathers. So you can reuse this, make things easier on yourself whenever possible with your art. I know a lot of people like to make things harder on themselves and make little rules like don't ever use an eraser or some random crap. I want to make things easier. This is just going to be puddles of water there. Oops, missing the back of his head. Now, when you tape your work down like this, tape the two corners. Do not tape top and bottom because you need to be able to lift this to see, did I miss something? Is everything in there? Is that good enough? You want to check like that. So, but you also want to make sure it's two sides, not just the middle. Otherwise, this will be sliding back and forth and your drawing will be not even. Okay. Tamara said, not sure if I should thank you or yell at you. I'll take either. Where are we? Casey says, Lisa showers with puns. No, I just don't take showers. I take baths. So showers are too cold. I have fibromyalgia. I don't know if any of you guys deal with this with the fibro. I'm so cold all the time. I can't tolerate showers unless it's like in the dead of summer. Showers are almost painful for me. Like even no matter how, if I get it hot enough that I'm not freezing, then I'm burning. But as soon as you step out, it's like freezing. I just can't tolerate it. I take baths. So my shower is just for the plants. It's a pretty shower. The bonus there is I don't have to clean the shower. I only have to clean the bathtub. So, you know, that's a bonus. Let's see. Priscilla said, hi Lisa, hope your frog gets better. Thank you. And pulls through. Glad to hear the rest are doing well. Just wanted to share that I got in my first set of polychromos in Inktense V10. So excited. Yay! You're going to have fun. Let's see. What motivated you to start drawing? I've always had health problems. We can go back to the fibromyalgia, celiac disease, ankylosing spondylitis. I've had a lot of health problems. I grew up with them. And I just enjoyed it. But also, I often as a kid, I was sick a lot. With celiac disease, we didn't know it. And so all we knew was I was sick all the time. Like if I was exposed to a cold, it would always turn into tonsillitis. I never just got a cold. So I was sick a lot. So, and I was always tired. So I would, this is the white charcoal pencil I mentioned because that wasn't showing up well. I spent a lot of times indoors drawing. It just was something I enjoyed and I didn't really feel well enough quite often. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like some sad story. I never got to ride my bike as a kid. I did. Also, my balance is terrible. I fell off of it more than I rode it. But that was, I liked to be inside quietly drawing. That is what I enjoyed. And so that's just, took off from there. Let's see. Hi, Shannon. Where can I get the pattern to follow along? Stephanie, you can get it over at patreon.com/Lachri. I've got the line drawing over there for you. You do not need to be a member to get this. It should be made public. If it's not public, let me know. I'll fix it. It should be just free. Let's see. Somebody's growling in their sleep. I have a feeling he saw it. He's probably dreaming of, it's really windy and plastic bags keep flying into my backyard. He's probably growling at a plastic bag in his sleep. Kim said, I ended up getting a different transfer paper by Sarah and it works really nice. Nice. Good. Sneak said, did they have an extra shipping charge for oversized heavy product? They did not. And if they did, I would cancel it because it said free shipping, like very clearly on that. If they tried to charge me extra for that, I'd be like, yeah. This would be the second issue I had. Overstock, I ordered a waterfall, first world problems. I ordered a waterfall from them last year. And it was supposed to be, they printed the shipping label like instantly and it said it was going to be there 2 days later. I was all excited. Yay. I spent forever choosing the perfect waterfall for my backyard. And like, it's just a little water fountain, not like something big. But I'm cheap. I don't have that much to spend on that. So anyway, I picked I need more paint out. I didn't think I'd be this far along so soon. I picked the perfect waterfall out, and it was cheaper at Overstock by like $50 than the same one at Wayfair, so I went with Overstock, which was annoying because by the time I found out there was a problem with Overstock, everyone was sold out, and so now I have the waterfall I don't love, but whatever. I know, poor me, right? So the thing that irritated me is I couldn't cancel it, and they were doing the whole COVID, so you can't call us. So, ooh, that was chunky. I don't know if you can see that, but that paint is starting to dry in the tube a bit much. This one's older, and so this one is this burnt sienna? Yeah, it's burnt sienna has a tendency. This is why I usually buy red oxide instead of burnt sienna now, because burnt sienna is more prone. Can you see, like, let me see if I can, I don't know if you can see, it's chunky. Like it's, how do I describe this? It looks like brownie batter if you didn't stir it up all the way. Like there's chunks. So all I'm going to do, if I can still use it, but I have to thin it out with more water. So it's kind of this is why I stopped buying brown and even this one, the raw sienna. There's something about the colors they use. They just have a tendency to do this. So I can thin it out. It's not the end of the world, but it's kind of annoying. I don't want to put the extra work into it. They're like, again, it's not ruined. I don't have to throw it away, but I also am lazy enough. I don't really want to spend time fixing or making it work. I would rather it just work on its own. So anyway, I usually do instead red oxide, mix it with black. You get a nice brown plus red oxide. It's nice. I use that color a lot. And it's similar to burnt sienna. So that's my, like, I haven't really had that problem with that specific color. Anyway, what was I rambling about? I don't even remember. The oversight. Oh, so with the water fountains. So I ordered the one and it was, they said that it came, but then it didn't come. And I'm looking through UPS. UPS never picked it up. UPS never got it. So they printed a label and then realized they were out of stock is most likely what happened. But their system, it was like this side of the business didn't know what this side of the business was doing. So they thought they shipped it and they wouldn't let me, when I tried contacting them, they were telling me that the only thing I could do is go ahead and submit for a refund since they didn't ship it. Except their system showed that they did ship it because they had the UPS number, even though UPS never got it. So it wouldn't let me do a refund. But because it was COVID, I couldn't call and no one would sort this out. I do the online chat. I'm emailing them back and forth and they're like, oh, you just go online and cancel it. And that's all they would tell me. They wouldn't actually talk to me when I'm trying to tell them, like, you guys screwed this up. So it was really frustrating. And that was last year. So this was like my next, okay, I'm going to give you guys another chance. But you're not doing so good right now. I just thought that was so odd to get, and I didn't get an email. I got nothing about like, hey, we screwed up. You need to give us more money. There was nothing, just a money request. I'm like, how many people would have just paid that without questioning? And if you're going to do that, I will order, I can get the same item for nearly the same cost from the actual manufacturer that makes the item that I ordered. It's kind of dumb. Anyway, that's my overstock story. It's a very boring story. My life is very boring. Shannon, I like boring, said, I ordered Words Are Hard Zombie Snail t-shirt 2 days ago. Can't wait to get till it gets here. Yay! I need to order some more myself. I have the, which one is it? I may regret this Let's Find Out t-shirt with a fish on it. I need to order one with a zombie snail t-shirt too. Now that the weather's getting warm. Actually, I think there are tank tops if there's not any to add it. Because I will probably live in that all summer long. I'm definitely going to have to get some stuff. Oh, you guys having troll trouble tonight? By the way, thank you, Nick and Joseph. They help so much and get rid of the spam and get rid of the trolls before it ends up ruining our night. So make sure to check out their channels. Links are in the video description. They've both been doing live streams. Joseph especially, he's been doing like scheduled. I'm so proud of him. It's like my kid is growing up. But he's been doing like regular live streams. He's doing such a good job. Really, like there's I normally don't watch live streams with other artists, like, because I'm usually busy, but I'm like, I have to watch these and I'm having a, like, they're just fun. Anyway, make sure you're subscribed to their channels. Links are in the video description. They both have art channels here. Lots and lots of fun. Joseph's working on this water reflection right now in acrylics. It's really cool. So definitely check those out. And actually, that's how we came up with the design for this. Clark Fine Art was the one who said the umbrella, and that's where we are. Tamara said, I just used ivory soap and it worked great. I hadn't thought about how archival it is. Good thing it was a practice piece. And it might be fine because I think it's something that watercolor artists use. I don't know. I haven't researched much. Like, I'm definitely not a expert. Why is the light not on this good? The light looks like it got dim. There we go. I'm definitely no expert when it comes to like that sort of thing with watercolor. So don't take anything I say too seriously. I would just look, you know, it's one of those things that I questioned where I was like, people brought it up and I wondered what that would be like. I think I'm going to add some of this violet in here too. Let's give him a little bit of a pink tint. No, let's go darker violet. I think it's, that one is probably deep violet, I think. I'm just scrolling down. Yeah, pro tip, this video is not for kids. You never know what's going to come out of my mouth. Usually it's frog poop. But you don't know. This is not for children. I just want to throw that out there. When people, it amazes me how many kids come on in here and go, hi, I'm 8, blah, blah, blah. Here's all my personal information. Where are your parents, for God's sake? Like, why are they allowing you on the internet unsupervised where you're offering information? I get that kids don't know the difference, and that's why it's up to the parents to fix that. And so when we know that a child is on the video or comments, we block them. We block anyone who we know is a kid, just for your own protection. Like, that, for one, like right now, I'm trying not to swear and I almost swear. I have a very bad mouth. I'm not suitable for children. So that is one, that alone. But the bigger thing is these kids get into these chats and start offering information, and there are creepers out there who are just looking for that prey. And it's like, where are your freaking parents? I do not understand. But yeah, as soon as we find out if there is a child, we block them. That's not, for their own safety. That, and YouTube has really strict rules now too, that YouTube, and it was at the FCC, FTC. I can't keep those things, the acronyms straight, but they have some seriously strict rules on anything for kids. So I am definitely not that. So we're pretty big on, if we know that there's a child, like we block them so that they can't, for their own safety, really. I'm protecting you from my foul mouth. And creepers. Let's see. Melinda said, baths use less water than showers, so you're being green too. Really? Interesting. I always heard it was the opposite. And I always kind of felt guilty, but I mean, you don't have to fill it that full, but I always kind of felt guilty with that. But I was like, okay, because of my issues though, I don't, showers are physically painful. It's not even just like, oh, I'm uncomfortable. No, it hurts. Like, is it too cold? It hurts. So interesting. Am I enjoying my new watercolor brushes? Oh my gosh, Sarah, so much. The brushes you guys suggested were so good. So I got the Mimic brushes by, Creative Mark Mimic brushes. I got those. I love those. I got the, Silver, black, velvet, I don't know, too many words. Those are friggin' amazing. And then I got the Winsor & Newton, is it the Series 7 brushes? Something like that. I got 2 of those because those are really expensive, so only 2 of those. And they're amazing. Like, I am so in love with the brushes you guys suggested. So thank you for that. I really I just got goosebumps thinking about it. God, I'm a dork. But that's how much I'm I just love them. Yeah, it's so funny how much I'm enjoying the watercolor. For how many years I was like, nope, not for me. And it was just a combination of not using good watercolors, not using proper paint, and then just not understanding how watercolor layers and blends. And of course, the brushes can make a difference too. But yeah, I'm absolutely in love with those now. So I'm just getting kind of a highlight down the middle of him. So we've got a little fade out there. I think, what do I want to do for his shell? What did I do for the original zombie snail shell? Where's the photo for that? Oh, I did it about the same color. Oh, it was more purples. Okay, I think I'll do the same then. Here then. Let's see. Darcy said, I want to invest in a second set of pencils. I have polychromos. Do I go for luminance or Derwent Lightfast? You can't go wrong with either one, honestly. For me, I find myself reaching for my Derwent Lightfast more often than the luminance. But then there's certain things that I like the luminance. I don't know. You can't go wrong either way, honestly. I would go with which one I could get the better deal on at the time I'm purchasing them. They're both amazing, amazing brands. Like, really good pencils. How funny is it? I really love that Derwent finally came up with a colored pencil that competes against the big kids. Like, forever their pencils were okay. Then they did the Lightfast. Man, they did an amazing job with those pencils. Like, I didn't expect to like them as much as I do. They're incredible. So yeah, that makes me happy because I like Derwent as a company. I like their attitude and how they treat artists and how they want to create products we like, and they continue to strive for better. And I'm impressed with them on that. So yeah. Let's see. Melinda said, I also had health issues growing up. My art was my refuge, still is. Thank God for art. Elise said, be right back, gonna cook some cauliflower. I apologize to the smell that is about to hit your house. I love cauliflower, but I'm looking for the light keeps fading on this. But my God, the smell is, it does not make your house smell pretty. But man, does it taste good. Hello, Shiny said, bird quiz. So I got new animals, a pair of birds, super cute. Guess what they are? Hint, the breed is called a Kahaki? Kahaki. Oh, I don't know. Do tell. I genuinely have no idea. I'm curious, though. I'm almost tempted to Google it and act like I'm all smart, but then you'd see me Google it, so everyone would know it's a whole thing. Oh, good. Now I made you guys want brownies, so you're welcome. Yeah, Sneak said it looks like a small animal visited and left a present. Yeah, it did. You are not wrong there. I'm just scrolling down, getting caught up on some questions. Angel said, you can make it members only to avoid chat spams. Yeah, but then it also avoids people who aren't members. And these ones I try to keep as like everyone can chat if, you know. So I'm trying to avoid not doing a members only one because I don't want people to have to because that would be behind a paywall, wouldn't it, for the chat part? And I don't really want to do that to people. I was actually watching, it's kind of funny you brought this up, and this comes into good marketing things. Now, my channel, I could get away with it, but I was watching a video recently where the person does not have very many subscribers, and his thing is, so not very many people are watching the lives. You know, when you've got 10 people watching, you can't really get away with saying, hey, I'm only responding to people who are members or, you know, behind the paywall, because you don't have enough people watching to keep that chat going, the entertainment, you're not going to get people signing up in that case. It was kind of like, wow, that is really not the best marketing idea there. I'm not sure how you thought that was going to work out for you, but it didn't, because it was really boring, because he wouldn't answer anybody who wasn't paying him. And I'm like, who thought that was a good, okay, eventually, yes, you can do that. And eventually, you know, for some channels, this was okay, maybe a little darker. I'll go darker on the edges, I think. But some channels get so big that they really can't answer unless it's like a super chat or whatever. But, ooh, too much. Too much. Back away. So I get that, but in this case, like, the person didn't have, and I'm not saying they won't get there, but they're not there yet. And so watching them try to say, like, I'm not, you know, I said at the beginning of the chat, just letting you guys know, I'm not going to be responding to people who aren't members. And I'm thinking, you don't have enough of a following, enough viewers to be at a stage where that is practical. Like, this would then be the most boring live stream ever, because you can't chat with anybody because you only have like one member. That is, and it keeps, if you're not at a stage, like in this guy's case, I was like, I don't know if I would want to sign. I don't, but I was like, it wasn't an artist, by the way, so not outing anyone there. But I'm like, how would I know if I want to sign up if I can't even communicate with you on the most basic of levels of, you have no one watching this right now. It was weird. It was really like, that is bad marketing. We need to find ways to monetize our art, especially when it's our business. And his wasn't art, but it's like when you want to monetize, but you've got to do a lot of free stuff first to build up to that before you're ready for the monetization. And so a lot of people, I think they see where bigger channels are successful in that. So this is just kind of an interesting marketing thing. You see where bigger channels are more successful in that. And yeah, they're going to put that behind a paywall or members only type chat. But in his case, it was like, you're not there yet, sir. That is not going to be beneficial for you. This looks more pale. Mine's a little bit darker. I wonder if I can fix that. This looks the right shade. This is a little bit too pale, so whatever. We're dealing with it. I'm going to let that dry. What color should I do? Let me know what color you think I should do the umbrella. I'm undecided there. But yeah, it was kind of interesting, and a lot of people do that. Like they'll sign up, they'll want to do a Patreon membership thing, but they do it too soon. Well, Patreon, like most of my work is for Patreon members. If I don't have a lot of people signed up for that, I'm not making enough to make it worth the trouble, the amount of work that goes into Patreon. So a lot of people, I see that where they'll do that too soon too, and it's like you've got to provide a lot of free content for a long time to build up that trust with people, I think. Why does this keep turning off on its own? I think it just needs to charge and it's dead now. I had a light. I'm gonna need a different light is the moral of that story. But anyway, so I'm getting darker and darker as the stream goes on. But yeah, I thought that was just kind of interesting watching. I like to watch what other YouTubers are doing in that sense. And I don't watch a lot of other channels, but I thought that was interesting watching like when people jump into something too soon and it's like, yeah, you're not there yet. Right now is free content, get to know people, build trust with that person, with people before, like, you're putting the cart before the horse is what that was. But anyway, for the members only chat thing, yeah, maybe that is something, but I also, I still hate to put that behind a paywall if I can avoid it. Eventually, maybe, I don't know. Let's see, scrolling down. Sarah said, for an artist who is not yet making a living off their art, would you suggest prioritizing the creation of the art itself or promoting materials like videos, blog posts, etc.? It depends on the artist. So like if the artist is a beginner, okay, you have to learn all of the things. You need to learn how to do the blog posts. You need to learn the marketing. You need to learn all of that. But that's hard to do when you don't have the content first. You need to get the skill for the thing that you want to make blog posts on. So let's say you're a super beginner and you painted something that looks like you're a beginner. Like it's not, maybe you haven't really developed your style yet, or it's just very like you need a little bit more practice. Well, and I'm not talking about you specifically, Sarah. I'm just saying in general. For the artist who is a beginner, I would say you need to develop that skill a little bit more so that people kind of trust what you're saying. Because if your artwork looks like a beginner, when they then look at the artwork and they read the blog post, it's like, this person doesn't really know what they're talking about. So in that case, I would say focus on the art first, but you pretty early on should get the hang of doing the blog post, of doing all of, of doing the other things too. I wouldn't say wait 10 years of develop a certain amount of expertise with your art before you do anything like that. I don't think you need to go that far either, because you do need to develop the skill for how to do all of the things. Like you need to be able to do it all. So I think you want to build up your confidence in the art will make it easier for you to do the other things. I think if you're newer and you're not really confident in what you're doing, it's going to make it very hard for you to know what to say about the art, to know what to whatever. But no, let's say on the flip side, how interesting would it be then to just use the blog post as a way to document your growth as an artist and your, how that went. I don't know that that's going to be, well, I know, actually, I don't know why I'm saying I don't know. I know that won't be as popular as a tutorial type thing for somebody who is more experienced, but it could be a way to get your, feet wet on getting used to the blogs, getting used to things, just to come at it at a slightly different angle. So it would definitely depend. How did I meet Nick and Joseph? So Joseph had been a moderator. He's been a moderator for our groups for a very long time, right from the beginning, actually. When I first started my group, I still don't know what color I'm doing here. When I first started my art group, he was like, hey, you should probably change this or make a couple adjustments here. And I'm thinking, this guy knows how to run a group. Will you be a moderator? And so he was like the first moderator. He's been actually, I think Chris might have been the first because I needed somebody in to allow members to join. But yeah, that's how I met Nick or Joseph. Nick was funny because we had a member who was attacking him and claiming he wasn't a real person. Like his artwork was, he joined the group, he's posting this awesome artwork, and this other member was attacking him. We had to remove the member from the group, but was attacking him, telling him he was a fake person, and she knew that it wasn't really his art. It was weird. It was like the most bizarre thing. We had to remove the member because here's a new member, Nick, who's just like, hey, here's my artwork, here's what I'm doing, and it was cool. And then this other member was like coming at him. It was it was weird. So that's how like Nick ended up on my radar, I guess, of who is this person? Why is this person attacking this person? There was so much drama. So that is how I met Nick, and then just keeping up with him after that. So all through the Facebook group. Angel said, I really want to be your friend because I think you spit the most crispy profanity. I love that. Yeah, I can get creative. Well, although my favorite is just the most basic of 4-letter word. I say a lot of stuff that's not like most women wouldn't say or find offensive. I'm like, they're my favorite swear words. I think even my mom sometimes is like, really, Lisa? That's the word you're going with? Yeah, it is. Let's see. Scrolling. What materials do I like most? Oh God, I like so many. I would say I need a round brush. How do I not have a round over here? I would say my favorites are acrylics, color and pencil. Watercolors are one of my favorites now. Inktense are one of my favorite. Like, there's so many favorites. But if I could only like forever use one medium, it would probably be acrylics. Be right back. I'm missing a brush. I'm just going to drag this whole handful over here. Let's see. Craig Frainer said, so glad you like the mimics. They were the ones I reach for the most right now when I work with my watercolors. Yeah, and the price was fairly good for those. Like, they were some of the not as expensive. And I had a few people. Oh, look, I found another stylus. And I'm throwing brushes on the floor. How am I not, like, where is, or I guess this will work. What are you? You're not even supposed to be over here. I guess I'm going to use you anyway, but I'm pretty sure I bought you for something else. Anyway, yeah, they're great. And I had a couple of people, like a few different people recommended. I'm like, okay, if multiple people are recommending it, I'm going to have to buy that. They're awesome. Melinda said, it's like running in the dishwasher uses less water than washing by hand. Does it really? I didn't know that. I mean, I guess it makes sense now that I think about it, because those are, well, especially the dishwasher are energy efficient, which really means your dishes never get dry all the way, but that's okay. That is interesting. The only time we really well, I have to wash the dog's stuff by hand, and pans, but we'll end up washing stuff by hand because we ran the dishwasher and neither my husband nor I want to empty it, and so we'll start washing stuff by hand until one of us finally empties. It's always me. No, every once in a while it's him. Mostly it's me. Empties the dishwasher. That's the only time stuff really gets done by hand, and pans and knives. Let's see. Hi, Michael. He said, quality brushes, quality paints, and quality paper will make your watercolor experience great. And it's funny, it seems like that is more of a, like, it's a bigger deal with watercolor than it is certain other mediums. Like my brushes with acrylics, I am not nearly as picky. It just doesn't seem like that big of it, like, it's just not that as big of a deal. The watercolor really seemed much more dependent on those better brushes. Let's see, Miguel said, question, I've been using a certain signature for my paintings on Instagram for a while now. Now I'm changing it. Is that bad? Should I stay with the old one? Well, how long have you been using it? So I'll tell story time, and you can see how this relates to your story. So I was in a band, and when we joined, it was a solo band, and so it was kind of like Dave Matthews Band, except it was Christian Ross, or did he call it the Christian Ross Band? I don't know. He was just going by Christian Ross when me and a keyboard player joined him. And then we had drums, and we were still using Christian Ross, but we were bugging, and we're like, we'd really rather have a band name, because it's weird when people are like, oh, what band are you in? We're like, Christian Ross. And they're like, who? What? That's not a band name. So while it could have worked for marketing purposes, we really, me and all the other members in the band, other than Christian, wanted an actual name. So we, let's see, I'm trying to think what needs to dry. I'm still got to figure out what color to do on the umbrella. So anyway, Christian kept doing, well, I've got all of these followers on Facebook. And I think at the time, he had less than 500 followers on Facebook. And so, while, yeah, it seems like a big deal at the time, knowing how many more you'll get, it is better to, if you've decided that for marketing purposes, for whatever reason, that you think it'll be better if you change that name, it is better to go ahead and change it now than wait 2-3 years and then try to change it when you have an actual following. The 500, not that big of a deal. I know that sounds... I'm not saying it's not something to be proud of if you have 500 followers. I'm saying I knew we were going to take that further. And so 500 versus 5,000, change it at 500. Let's not wait till 5,000. And we did. We ended up changing it to Stereo Child, which was way easier for marketing. Keeping it as Christian Ross was making it a lot harder. So that is something that you want to consider. Like, at what stage are you in? Do you have 30,000 followers? Changing the name, I probably wouldn't. I would probably go with what's been working for you. But if you have a smaller amount, you can rebrand. Sometimes it is worth rebranding. So you just have to figure out what's going to be best in your specific case. Stop getting stuck in the straw ice. Okay. I'm just scrolling down. Tamara said, I want to order some more Inktense just so I can have the tin with your dolphin on it. Yay! That's awesome. And you can also do the Inktense blocks and get the tin with my turtle on it if you don't have those. I think I like the turtle tin better than I like the dolphin one, personally. Let's see. Yes, cauliflower rice. I love cauliflower rice. Like, I eat a lot of that. What time did you start? How much did I miss? I started at 1 hour ago. Let's see. I'm just scrolling down, see if I get caught up on questions before we go through here. What does Lightfast mean with acrylic paint? It's the same as any other medium. It's just a way that we determine how long a paint will hold its color before it starts to fade. So Lightfast ratings don't necessarily mean, and this is one of the things that I had to learn with acrylics the hard way. I would do signs, like I had done signs for businesses, and I'm like, it's Lightfast colors. Why did it fade in 6 months? Yeah, because Lightfast doesn't mean direct sunlight outside. That's going to be different. But Lightfast, the way that we rate that, or like the number, just lets us know how long it will take for that color before it would, under museum quality or museum conditions, I think is the wording, before that color starts to fade. And in the rating, like it's the same. It's ASTM or Blue Wool are the two ways that we use to judge that. Moody Roan said, since you enable me with brush hoarding, now it's my turn. The watercolor Isabe and Raphael squirrel hairbrushes are amazing. Silver brush, golden natural are also really good. Message me with that if you can remember. Like, email me lisa@lachri.com and hopefully I'll remember to check it. But because I won't remember, and I am actually interested. Apparently, I'm just hoarding art supplies at this point. Hello, oh no, that wasn't for me. Let's see. Is changing my signature? Okay, got that one. I am scrolling, trying to get down. I'm going to try to get caught up on this as quickly as possible. Let's see. Hello, Shiny said my birds are khaki Campbell ducks, and I have ducks. Oh, I like ducks. I'm not going to lie. I don't usually deal with jealousy issues. A little jealous of you right now, though. Let's see. I love ducks. Fair, vote for a dark blue umbrella. I could do a grayish blue. The problem is I needed to work with the rest of this piece. I don't know. Let's see. I do like portraits. Susan said, did a A2 graphite portrait of a friend and his wife in the US, and they are actually going to get it framed. I'm so chuffed because best payment ever. That is awesome. Yay, congratulations. Kim said, I found you in your awesome group of strangers back in October. I was introduced to Zombie Snail, that Snail, and this group. Oh, and I can paint without you. I can't paint without you talking. That's awesome. You know, it's funny. I've wondered too, because I love these hangouts. I'm like, I wonder if there have been a few times where I randomly was like, I have to paint tonight. I wonder if anyone would come hang out with me if I just did a random live. Let's see. Where are we? Nick, or Joseph said, and then we all realized Nick was a delight to converse with. Yes, Nick is funny. Nick is very knowledgeable about a whole lot of things. Get him started on bees. He's a beekeeper. Really interesting. So yes, we found out Nick was good with art. He's knowledgeable about a lot of things, and he's funny. So, you know, that's the type of person you want around. Let's see. Where are we? We're scrolling. Susan said, just discovered a Deerfoot brush I'm going to use to wet the paper so it doesn't have the straight line, and then put a drop of a little color so the edge will be blurry. Interesting. Serving Artist Collective said, didn't need my Inktense blocks and paper, but your enthusiasm for them and your painting on the tins did play a part in buying them. Enabler. I don't feel bad. Those are awesome. I love working it. That is just such a fun medium. There's some, like, it is it the only one I use that's not Lightfast? No, some of my watercolor pencils are not Lightfast, but I don't care. It's a fast medium and it's fun and I just enjoy it and I can make prints of the work. So Sarah Mixart said, I feel like I know what I'm doing most of the time when it comes to the art itself, but I struggle to find words to explain what I'm doing. Yeah, that helps. I find that it makes it easier. I'm trying to think colors. Lavender. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do on the colors on that. A rose color. Yeah, a rose or pink. The problem is trying to keep maybe more violet pink. That's what I'm gonna go with. Because I want to keep it going with this color theme and not be like, this is the one area of this painting that's a different color, but I can go with the pink from this color I used. We'll do that. Problem solved. Thank you. So anyway, I found one of the ways that I learned to explain really well what I was doing was teaching teenagers and preteens. When you can explain it to a child and get it to where they kind of understand, because you have to break, and I think that's why I'm able to word things in a way that are really basic that make it easy for people to understand, because I started by teaching preteens and teenagers, and it's like if you can get the kids to understand, the adults, it makes it easier for everyone involved. So if you have the opportunity to work with kids, I think that can help you to figure out ways, because that was the thing, is I'm not only having to teach them, but I've got to figure out a way to word it in a manner that they're going to get, that they understand. So that helped. Kirsty said, I was wondering what programs you use for your live streams to place your paintings face palette on the same screen. OBS. It is amazing. OBS for sure. And it's free. So you should get that. One of the frogs is starting to chirp. Gypsy Heart said, I've been feeling like art hoarder lately too. I got many new goodies back in December, then I got COVID at Christmas. Long, hard recovery, so I haven't been able to play all month. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm glad you're getting better though. So you said you got it back at Christmas, so you should start feeling better now, I hope. Sorry for that. Let's see. Velma said, how about a red and white mushroom? It's called a fly. And that was kind of what I was thinking initially was the red, but the problem is then the red isn't in here. I would have to pull reds into areas I wasn't planning on. But when I drew this, my brain was kind of seeing that red, what you're talking about, the red and white, and I think the hearts on this are going to be white. But I think we'll go with more magentas just to keep it, or this violet, so it kind of fits with the overall color scheme, because I want to keep this color scheme really, really simple. I don't know why, to me, zombie snail seems simple colors, or like, that's my brain says it should be simple. Oh, sushi is great. Sushi, my husband's Indian ringneck. Oh my gosh, that bird has been loud today. He did not let me nap. He's been in a mood. And then my husband was trying to keep him quiet. Actually, Sushi was quiet until my husband, he ran out and did some errands. And when he came home, that's when Sushi really wanted attention. And I don't know what was worse, the bird screaming or Matt trying to tell him to shut up. Because Matt's voice being deeper, like that kind of broke through worse than the birds. Oh my gosh. Was ready to kill them both. I kid. Let's see. Kirsty said, sorry for all the questions. No, ask away. Said, what brand of lavalier mic do you have? It is the Rode. So I don't have it on. Do I have it over here? No, I don't have them over here. But the Rode Go mic, something like that. It's amazing. It's so good. I'm not using it right now. Right now I'm using the Blue Yeti. If you go back and look at my video on like my tech supply for making videos, I forget what it was. It was a few months back. That video, I talk about all of that and I have links to all of the stuff that I use. Buy it from B&H Photo. I definitely recommend that. It's one of the things I would not buy. I don't buy tech stuff from Amazon other than like wires and cables and stuff, because anything that needs to be good, you get a lot of refurbished stuff. Third-party sellers selling it as new and it's actually refurbished or fake. So I don't touch tech stuff on Amazon like that. But B&H Photo is where I get it from, and I have links to those in that video. But that is really Plus they're affiliate links, so you know if you're gonna buy it anyway. But that mic is amazing. I love it. I still am using it right now on my camera, but I can't. My laptop, the jack it's jacked, so I can't use it right now. So right now I'm using the Yeti Blue mic. These actually I've got two of them. Let me pull one of these over here so you can see it. These microphones, which have gotten a lot cheaper. The one I have two in here. Don't ask. I have to have backups for my backups because I'm neurotic. But yeah, that is the mic I'm using right now. But the lavalier, like the actual plug-in for the Rode mic, is the one made by Rode for it. Hi, Kathy from Hong Kong. Okay, I'm gonna throw some white. Let's get some highlighting in there now. Now, I don't care if I'm messy down here because I've got to fill that in anyway. So my goal for tonight, this isn't going to be super fancy. We'll fancy this up next week with the lines and some more shading. It's just to block in the base color. So it'll kind of look like a kid did it. But yeah. So the inside, we'll go with, I don't want to go too dark. We'll just maybe go again with the grayish tones on the inside of the umbrella. That will work. It is windy outside. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind chimes. They are going crazy. I have found more trash in my backyard. And it'll be stuff like wrappers for hamburgers, like stuff I can't eat anyway. I'm like, that's just mean. I mean, if you're going to throw, no one's throwing it in my yard, it's the wind, but can it be something that at least I could go eat? Like, it's just mean. Priscilla said, do you remember what color pencil brand has the color Nightshade? That is going to be Derwent. The Derwent Lightfast is the pencil I like with that. Tamara said, FYI, you look good. I thought that color green, I know, look good. That color green, I know, random thought. Thank you. I need to do laundry. This is one of few things that was clean right now. And then I didn't mind if I got paint on it. That was the other requirement. So just get a little darker here. Now I will come through and do dry over the, wet over dry blending, I guess you'd call it, later, or not later, but next month. Next week. But this gives me for a really nice base. Like I'm way more ahead of where I thought I was going to be on this for tonight. I'll let that dry before I put the little thing in his mouth. We can start doing the little puddle that he's on. So the puddle, we are going to do, I need two brushes. Of course I don't have the one, oh no, I do have one over here. That should work. So when I do a puddle, I will usually do the top section with the darks. So we'll throw that back here, and I'm just gonna, with a clean brush, smudge that down. There's way too much water on that brush. And I want to let the background show through. Angel said, I never relate when my mom always says I should act like a lady. What does that mean, though? I think it means well-behaved, with not a mouth that uses certain four-letter words that are inappropriate. I also think, I always laugh at this. Like, so I love the idea of wearing dresses. I love that people used to wear these really fancy dresses and it just looks so cool. And so I decided at one point, I want to start wearing dresses all the time, like just casually. I just wear dresses. And I have a lot of dresses now that I wear. Not generally when I paint, but I have a lot of dresses. So the problem that I have is I'm not super ladylike, and I'm really bad about the whole, let's not bend over and flash everyone your butt. So I have to wear jeggings or leggings under all my dresses, or at least like biker short type things, because I am so bad at being a girl and making sure that I'm not flashing everybody. So I have to wear undergarments that would be suitable as a standalone when I inevitably flash everybody. So that's one of my other, I'm really bad about being a girl things. Let's see. Oh, that's starting to dry. Let's add a little bit of water to the blending brush. Yeah, jeans are way easier. Way easier. But I really like the idea, like, watching the old I Love Lucy shows, like, they always wear these super fancy. I just love that. I mean, that's not the type of dresses I typically would wear. A little bit too elaborate for me. But it just looks so fancy. I'm like, when did we stop wearing all of these, like, super cute clothes and everyone's living in jeggings? I mean, even before COVID, it was, like, beyond casual. So I decided randomly one day I'm going to do it. I'm going to wear dresses. And I do a lot, but I'm so bad at it. Again, I want to make sure I'm leaving a decent amount of that background gray showing through. Kind of smudging that out. And then, of course, we'll get our little shadow under this guy. Now, I probably should have waited for that to dry because this is going to reactivate and kind of, not reactivate, but lift a little bit anywhere that wasn't dry all the way yet and not give me the best results. And I can, while I'm at it, just pull this shadow up into this guy. 2 birds, 1 snail? No. That's not how that goes. Okay, and then what I will also do is on the underside, I've got way too much water mixed into that. I put a little bit of a shadow on the underside of where these little puddles are, and this will make more sense later. But it makes them look more three-dimensional when I come back through with the highlight. And then here, I don't want it, so I'm just going to erase that and that. I am not even going there, Lynn. So that whole thing, I still to this day don't even know exactly what it was because my friends are like, nope, don't look into it. And my husband too was like, nope, don't look that up, because everyone kept talking about it. Back when I used to raid with World of Warcraft, friends kept bringing that up. I kept hearing that because it was mostly guys I was playing with, kept using that or making jokes about it. And I'm like, what is that? And they're like, nope, don't, trust me, you can't unsee that. Don't look it up. So I never did. So I still don't totally know what it is, other than something I was warned I would not want to see. One of those things I guess you couldn't unsee. So now I won't even make references to it because I don't totally know what it is. And if I did make a reference, it's probably something so absolutely like not what I thought that I stay away from it. Okay, so this can all dry. Let's throw another water puddle. We'll throw some more, like more water droplets maybe. These puddles really will not make sense until we get those highlights in there. They make a big difference then. Okay, actually, you know what? A couple more. We've got time. I'm doing good time. I'm doing weirdly good time-wise. I don't know what happened tonight. I'm actually like focused. That's unusual. Joseph says, I miss when we aren't looking up, but I think I'm glad. Yeah, I've heard it's good not to. Now everyone's curious. I'm not saying it. I don't touch that. Okay, is this dry? Nope, that needs to dry. Everything kind of needs to dry right now. The rain will do next week. I think what I can start doing is getting our outlines done. that I don't have to worry about blending. Yeah, and that whole thing that we're not talking about, I've only made assumptions, and I'm told that my assumptions aren't even even close to what it really as bad as it is. So I'm like, yeah, no, nope. Bye, Kirsty. Thanks for joining. If you guys have not, just definitely check out her channel. She's freaking amazing. What makeup brands do I own? Angel asks. Estee Lauder, It Cosmetics. What is the eyeshadow I like so much? Some of it is MAC. My black eyeshadow is MAC. What is the other eyeshadow? I can't think of the name of it right now. The pink color that I use. Is that it? Benefits Brow, I think, is I have to fill in my brows because I'm blonde. They're non-existent color-wise. So, yeah, I think that's about it. I don't remember the other brands. Those are the main ones that I use. Color and chat with Joanna. Want to know how the frogs are? The dart frogs are great. They're over here. The tree frogs, one of them is amazing. I need to do the fecal on him, take the fecal to the vet, and if that is clear, he gets to move into the big tank. He's all ready for that. But the one, if it is clear, we'll see. The other one, the one with the neurological issues, I think she's getting worse. She's not improving, that's for sure. There was no scratching, Wade. Wake up. No scratching. But yeah, unfortunately, it's kind of cringy to watch sometimes where she kind of stumbles and falls and her head's starting to bob more, where it didn't. It was just when she tried to walk, she was really wobbly. So it's kind of like watching a bobblehead, I guess would be a way to put it. So yeah, I'm, doing the best for her. I can for her, but I unfortunately am afraid for I don't think she's, I don't know. We'll see on her. But all of the rest of them are doing great. And I got the new quarantine tanks. I got some nicer quarantine tanks for the new ones that are coming, new red eye tree frogs. I'll be getting them later this month. So that is getting all ready and set up. So I'm excited for them. Yay. Gypsy Heart said, now that you've done some work with them, do you find the pad cans and me-10s to be the same as the individual sheets? I don't really notice a difference, honestly. I'm not, maybe if I did a side-by-side with the same color, I might, but I'm not seeing enough of a difference to really comment, I guess. I'm not saying there isn't a difference. I'm just not seeing a big enough difference. I've just been buying the pads. I like the pads, but I have the individual sheets, and I don't actually, you know what? While this sets, let's grab both because I think I've got them both in here. I'm almost thinking that the individual sheets might have had a little bit more, not tooth, almost roughness to it. Let me see. And see, it might depend on the color as well. So let's see, this one is the black. I'm gonna scooch you over for a minute. So this is the smooth side of the black in the individual sheet. And then, do I not have black in here? Well, that was useless. Hold on, let me get a different one in black. As the live stream goes on, I kind of hate getting up to stand up because it's hard when my arthritis kicks in. When I go to stand up, I can't walk right. I can't straighten out all the way. I'm like, how ridiculous must I look as I walk away? Okay, so this is one. These are both black. There is a difference to that tooth. I can feel it. How weird. There is definitely a bit of a difference. This one's smoother than the front. Wait, you know what? Is the front one even a real sheet? Might be a practice. No, that is a real sheet. The tooth is different on that. They're very similar, but I mean, I can feel that there is a difference. I'm not sure which I prefer. I have not used either of them enough that I have formed an opinion one way or another as far as that goes. But I can see there is definitely a slight difference there. But in practice, I'm not sure. I would have to do like the same thing on both to see if I noticed a difference. It's been, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Tamara said, I had so much fun painting my spring gnome. Now I think Zombie Snail is a must. Nice to take a break from the serious subjects for a change. It really is. It takes some of that pressure off. You just get to have fun with it. It really is. Angel said, I'm restocking my makeup. Nice. Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head what the eyeshadows besides MAC I use are. And it may be different because you're a lot younger, so you don't have to use the same makeup I do. I used to be able to get away with way less expensive makeup when I was younger. Now, the less expensive makeup is like wrinkle highlighter. And so you have, like, I can't use at my age, I mean, you can, it just doesn't look good. Like sparkly or shimmery stuff, I have to go with very matte stuff. So there's going to be a bit of a difference there. Our age difference you've got more freedom than I do, I think. It's that way. Come up. Oops, that is not what I'm looking for. Oh, thank you, Shorty, for the super chat. She said, Lee, oh, get goosebumps. Lisa, thank you for all your hard work and elaborate answers to your questions. You're a great teacher. Thank you so much. Aw, I'm going to cry. Thank you. Like, seriously. Oh my gosh. That is so sweet. Angel said, I feel bad that YouTuber who got his power turned off because of stalking incident. I don't know anything about that. Yes, he said, poor little glitch of a frog. So hard when you can't help. Yeah, and I wish, and it's unfortunate with frogs. That's definitely something that's a bit of a challenge because there are certain things that the vet just can't, like, if a dog was doing that, there may be medications that can help ease those symptoms. I mean, it's a frog. So yeah, they're definitely, it's a challenge. I guess kind of like fish, where it's like, okay, I can tell something's wrong with you, but the vet can't do anything. I mean, you're a fish. So, yeah. And unfortunately, the thing that gets me the most, too, with the frog health thing, that is just so odd, like, not odd, it's just different. Like, with fish, certain symptoms, it's like, okay, we know how to treat with these medications, whatever. And with frogs, it's so different. And frogs are almost more sensitive than the fish in many ways. So yeah, depending on the type of frog. But there are, like, if it's parasites and bacterial, those are like the two things that you can really treat with a frog. Anything else, it's like, you're in good luck. You're on your own. That's Betty Rose said she cute goosebumps in 3. Yeah, you guys know me. Every time. It does not take much for goosebumps, too. I've been doing that. But yes, super chats always do that to me. That and tears. Like, I try not to tear up because we don't need to mess up the makeup. Come on. And I'm such a dork. Let's see. Do you have a favorite color in the Inktense? Gray. Like, lately, the gray. And the gray with almost the little fibery speckles. I really like that one. Let's see. Gypsy Heart said, thank you for checking. I have individual, and when I reorder, I was thinking pads would be more confident. Or convenient. Just checking on your thoughts. I've mostly been using the pads lately and been perfectly happy with them. So I think as far as convenience goes, not a problem at all. The only thing with yes and no as far as being more convenient. The thing with the pads I keep getting like mixed ones so I can try lots of colors. But now that I'm like gray is like my favorite, I probably would you probably could just buy a pad with just gray. Most of the pads I have are mixed though, so I don't know. I need to look into that. Clark Feinhauer said goosebumps too. Let's see. Joseph said, random side note, if you put a tilde on either side of it, it's a person drowning. Wait, I'm not sure if you're talking to me. Let's see. Joanna said, went through this with a hamster. Oh, it's brutal. Yeah, a lot of these little critters are just... Hold on. I'm kind of seeing it because of the water. A little bit I am seeing it. I can't see the person, but I could see almost like a hand sticking out. I'm looking at the screen there instead of here because here, I've seen it as a snail, and I'll see it later, I'm sure. Okay, let's go ahead and see what brush I want to use for the edging. Depending on the area, this angled brush may work well. Oops, that has a big old glob. That's going to be not... Oh my gosh, get off there, glob. So the thing I like about this brush is depending on how I hold it, I can thin and or make that line thinner or thicker. And my goal is not to have it be perfectly even all the way around. I do want areas thinner and thicker. We'll make this side thicker. I'm going to push harder, slightly turning that to the side. And what we know I will do, because I do that, oops, I'm making a mess, hold on. Because I do it on everything, is I will go through next week with like an aqua color and line some of the edging. So I'm going to take a clean brush and just smooth that out a bit. Matt must be working now. Sushi's having a definite tantrum. It's funny, you'll go in there like, why are you screaming? And he's just sitting there like totally like calm, 1 foot up, almost sleeping, screaming. Like, squawk, 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 squawk. He's funny. He's more funny when I'm not trying to sleep. Am I going to make zombie snail with a beer for St. Patrick's Day? Oh, I should. That would be funny. I think I'm going to have to do that. Hey, look, I've already got a little bit of shading in there, kind of unintentionally. That works. I do like that. Beer and a shamrock. Maybe him sitting on a shamrock. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Holy crap. Wow. Thank you for the super chat. CMS Steph says, thank you for answering the questions and allowing non-patron members to be a part of your lives. You rock. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You guys are going to make me cry. Like, holy crap. And definite goosebumps. Wow, thank you. Wow. You guys are just, thank you. And please don't feel like anybody else that I'm like, you're more special. Like, I appreciate anything but also I just appreciate you guys being here, honestly. And I know that sounds cheesy and everyone says that, but no, seriously, like, I love that you guys are here joining in. So please never feel obligated, but thank you so much. Wow. Oh, there went the goosebumps all the way down the spine. That was a big one. That was delayed. Joseph said, a three-headed zombie snail coming out of a clover-shaped shell. I'll see myself out. Why don't you do that one? Okay. Oops, forgot the bottom section here. Okay, I'm going to just smudge that up instead of down, obviously, because I want that outer edge to be harsh. Seriously, my house sounds like a zoo with that bird in there. He's more so like chicken doesn't make, when chicken is squawking, chicken doesn't sound as much like like you're in the Amazon. Sushi, the Indian ringneck, his chirp and screaming really make you feel like you're in the jungle for sure. And a little Irish top hat. Okay, he has to have a top hat. Like, that's an absolute must for that one. Oh, I like that idea a lot. Well, I'm a big fan of top hats, so absolutely. Angel said, my friends are housewives anyway, so no worry. Huh? I don't know what... I think I missed part of that question. Is there something that can be hooked to the top of your laptop to use for tracing? I don't know. I have the laptop that I use for my reference photo is hooked up to just another computer monitor, a larger one. I'm not sure, like, because of it being touch, is that what you mean? I'm not sure there. And a fake red leprechaun beard. Oh my gosh, absolutely. Like I was almost tempted to give him a little like suave mustache with curly ends on here because he's on his date for his Valentine, headed for his Valentine's date. So I was tempted with that, but oh my gosh, I like that. Let's see. Angel said about the age difference. I never go well with my. Oh, there you go. Yeah, but you can get away with. You don't need the same like. The makeup that I wear now, I did not need when I was younger. My skin could, like, your skin doesn't have as many wrinkles. So, and I believe you're in your early 20s, I think, if I remember correctly. So you just don't need quite what us more mature ladies do better with. Now, that's not to say that the stuff I'm using wouldn't be good for you too. I just don't know that you need to invest them. I'm thinking invest that money into art supplies instead of the makeup because you can. Well, with the exception, some of the exceptions makeup-wise that I do find no matter what to be better, no matter what your age is the eyeshadows because like the creasing. See, that depends on your skin too. But for me, I tend to have I have both oily and dry skin, but I would always get really bad creasing with the eyeshadow and I wear really thick, obviously, I don't know if you can tell how dark it is in here. I wear heavy eyeshadow. So, MAC was always the best. MAC, and what is the brand that I need to look it up and tell you now. I'd say remind me about probably forget by then anyway and still won't know. Cannot remember the name of the other eyeshadow that I use, but that made a big difference. Cheaper foundation was fine when I was younger. Now I either use Estee Lauder. Now nothing sounds right. I said it wrong too many times. I use that in cosmetics, but I did not need to. I used CoverGirl and crap when I was your age, and it was fine. Let's see. Hello, Shiny said, a lot of girls wear way too heavy foundation. Absolutely. And that's the thing. If I can avoid, most of the foundation I wear is not considered full coverage. Everything is lighter because I don't want that cakey. I had a manager when I used to work at Petco, and the manager, nice lady, holy crap. Like that's all you saw when you looked at her was, that's a lot of makeup. Like how thick did you need that on there? So I think she was trying to hide her skin was like pocked from acne. And I think she was trying to hide that. But the problem is all the makeup actually made it worse. It made it look more, it was like highlighting any imperfections in her skin. And so that was not good. I want to wear, when it comes to foundation, as little as necessary. Like enough to even out my skin tone, but that's about it. And I'm getting to the point too where I'm finding like less and less, like constantly less and less, because if you wear too much, it over exaggerates any flaws in your skin. And when you get older, obviously more wrinkles. So yeah, less all the time. Like I don't wear, and I have dark circles under my eyes. I have since I was, like, you can look at pictures of me when I was like 3 and 4. There's always been dark circles. But I used to wear cover up under the dark circles, and I can't anymore because it is like, it looks so cakey and terrible. So luckily the glasses hide it. So that definitely helps. Let's see. Hello, Shiny said, a lot of foundation stinks, too. I only like Burt's Bees and Avita for lipstick, too, because it doesn't taste like poisons. I wouldn't like that. I usually, in my lip gloss, that is one that I do different. It's, what is the brand? It's a gloss. I don't like lipstick. I just don't like how it looks. I prefer, just really, because I wear heavy eyes. So if you don't, I'm sorry to the guys here who are not into makeup, but ideally, if you're going to wear heavy eye makeup, you don't want to wear heavy lip makeup or lipstick, pick one. So for me, I definitely like the heavier eye makeup. It works for me. So I never really got into lipsticks or anything like that. I'll do lip gloss, but that's very translucent. Yeah, Jenna says, concealer just makes my dark circles more obvious. Yeah, it's like, it's just a highlighter for all the flaws. Nick said, I make such a horrible woman. I can't imagine taking the time for hair, makeup, etc. Yeah, I'm definitely jealous of guys with, because like I was thinking about that this morning, like, oh, I need to get up and do my makeup early because I have to record a video. Guys don't even have to do that. Like Matt gets up and within 5 minutes he's out the door. We're lucky if he's brushed. There are times that I'm like, did you even remember to brush your teeth? Because how did you do that fast? But he did. But anyway, people are gonna be like, you gross. No, he did. It's a joke. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of maintenance that Matt does not have to do, and I am kind of jealous. But realistically, like if I didn't put on all that makeup, Matt doesn't care. I do it for me. Not like, it's funny because we were talking about that last week, how with art, it is artists who set more rules than the buyer, than the viewer. Like somebody had commented about an art show they were doing, and they were advised not to have several mediums, just to pick one, so the booth all looked like between the same artist or whatever. And it's like, these are rules that the buyer wouldn't notice, but artists set for themselves. And I think women, we are just so prone to doing that too. My husband does not care if I wear makeup. I don't think he even notices if I'm wearing makeup or not. Like, makes zero difference to him. It's like all the little rules we make for ourselves that the average person just doesn't care about. It's kind of funny. So I talk about like, oh, I'm so jealous of guys, they don't have to do that. Matt does not care. Matt would be fine if I didn't either. Let's see. I pluck my brows every single time I do like any strays, every time I do my makeup, so pretty much every day. But it's like one or two like stray brows, so it's not a big deal. It's easier to do that than like all at once. Where are we? Just scrolling up. Jana said, it's time for the grown-up skincare. The struggles are real. Yeah, like my skin lotion is so much more expensive than what I used to wear when I was younger. Like I used to just wear or use, what was it? Oil of Olay, and that was expensive. And now the Estee Lauder stuff is just like, holy crap. I mean, it's a noticeable difference when I use the better lotions, but like my face just kept feeling dry and tight all the time when like Oil of Olay was not enough. Let's see. Tamara said, I use an airbrush for my makeup, just puts a thin layer on. I'm over 50 and this works best for me. I've seen those. I've never tried it, but I've seen that. Angel said, hello. Okay, got that one. I'm just scrolling. Shannon said, one great thing about COVID is due to the masks. I don't bother with makeup. No one sees my face anyway. Yeah, I've definitely lessened up on the makeup since the masks myself. Before, I just don't leave the house without having a decent amount of makeup on. And now that is definitely not the case. Half the time, like I'll give myself eyebrows just because of the blonde hair. Like the not having eyebrows is just, it's not that I don't have eyebrows. I have them. The hair is there. It's just so pale. It's not that noticeable. So I do that in mascara at least so that I have some definition. But yeah, less and less I do the full thing. Susan said, recently I discovered niacinamide, which reduces the dark spots on your skin. It's fabulous. I think I use the Ordinaries. They also have a caffeine solution for dark circles. Interesting. See, I don't just have dark circles though. I have like actual bags. So mine are 3D. Mine stick out from my face. So even if if it wasn't discolored slightly, the shape, like it catches the shadows. So I look like a scary lady. Thank God for glasses. I mean, I need the glasses, but it's funny. Like they are better than any makeup. Like I used to do when I used to do the cover up and stuff. I used to wear contacts, but I had to stop because I kept getting blisters in my eyes. So I started wearing glasses and then was like, holy crap, this is better than makeup. Why have I not just been doing this all this time? So it's pretty good. Yes, airbrush can be used for makeup. They make special ones for makeup. The main reason I don't is I've heard my mother-in-law tried it, so she could be wrong, but I think she tried it and she said it was, or somebody tried it and it was getting all over their countertops. And I'm so neurotic about my counters being clean. I'm like, ooh, I don't want to do, like, that's an extra step of cleaning, and I don't care enough to have to clean more. Now, I don't know if that's true. Let me know if that was your experience. Let's see. I will definitely get the highlights on this later, but let's start getting that in there. Okay, tomorrow's not had that problem. It might have been set too high, so that would make sense. I will put a lot of highlights on the stem here later. Yeah, I did not think we'd get the outline done, or any of the outline on this. I thought it would be primarily tonight, just the base color. This guy really went fast. We still have a lot of shading to do on him, so we'll do that next week. Shartney said, thanks for the stream. My sister is heading over, so I have to go. Hope to catch you Friday since I don't work this Friday. Yay, I will be here. Have a wonderful evening and day, and Lisa and everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for joining. Tara said, I've a makeup brush. I have a makeup airbrush. Doesn't get everywhere. Maybe they needed to not clean, the needle not clean because it can splash out. That may have been the case too. That's good to hear that you guys are having good experiences with that. I am interested in it. Okay. Let's see. I'm just going to look at this. I don't need it to be exact. I can use the tracing and transfer paper to put the stripes back in, but I'm going to be lazy and just, how did I have these angled? Darcy said, I love the snail. It reminds me of a paper mache snail I made. One side of his shell came off so you can hide things inside. Oh, that's cool. So as I use this liner brush, I am adding a decent amount of water in there so that I can get that nice and smooth as I line that out. Too much water, that's a bit too translucent there. Let's add some more paint. Oops. So here, I got a little paint where it doesn't belong. Let's get that off. Just add some water. That only works while it's still wet. So I had paint on the side of my hand. That's how that happened. But as long as it's still wet, you can use that as an eraser. Just a clean brush with water. But it has to still be wet. You need the area, like this background has to be dry, and the paint that's smudged where it wasn't supposed to be needs to still be wet. So you have to be quick with that. It wouldn't have been the end of the world, though, if I didn't catch it. I would just put, because we're going to put rain on that next week. I would just turn it into rain. Nix is just saying, if the conversation starts to shift to hygiene products, I'm out. No, I'll behave there. But, I'm just kidding. I think it's funny that you knew that was an actual possibility on my streams. I mean, we do talk about frog poop here. Okay. So this is a really good place to stop. Well, no, let's do some highlights on the water just because it'll look better. I'll do a little bit more on this. So I want this brush and this one. One of the things with watercolor that's taking a bit for me to get the hang of is making sure that water stays clean. Like normally when I clean brushes, it's filthy. It's like black and it's fine. But with watercolor, it's not fine. That needs to be clean. So I have to change it a lot more. Have I experienced a sudden jerk during sleep? I think everyone has, haven't we? Isn't that like a normal thing? I mean, it happens almost nightly, so I mean, it's normal for me. This brush needs a little bit of water on it. I've also had, I think we've talked about that, sleep paralysis. I've done that a few times. That is freaking terrifying. Because it's like, I sleep with my eyes open, I think is why that happens so bad. So I'll be mixed in where I see the room around me, so it feels real, but my dream sees somebody standing next to me, like someone in the room. And oh my gosh, that is the most horrible freaking feeling. I haven't done it in a really long time. It's worse. And so this is interesting. Nightmares, and I've seen that with the sleep paralysis for sure too. If I sleep and I get too warm, whether it be from like, I don't have the air conditioner low enough or too many blankets or whatever, I am way more, and I looked this up online, this is how I found out, and I tested it and it was true. You're way more likely when you get hot to have nightmares and to have the sleep paralysis. And when I started dropping the temperature when I slept, I haven't had a sleep paralysis episode. It's been years. Like, it has been so long. But I don't when I nap, not during the day, but at night I sleep with a mask on. And so that helps too, because if I open my eyes, I don't see anything. So that definitely helps. Or I don't see the room around me. That used to be scary. Yeah, just as I said, that is very normal. It's the moment your back and butt muscles reach full tension release. If you are not fully asleep yet, you feel it. Weird. Angel said, that's some scary stuff when your dogs start talking to you. That I've not had happen. Sarah Makes Sense said, I've heard that jerk is called a hypnotic jerk. It's because our bodies think we're falling. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Yes. Just as we're going to sleep, the jerk is a way of getting us to catch ourselves. Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. And it's really annoying. That brush has a little too much water on it. Now the blending that I'm doing here, one of the reasons that this is blending so smooth is because the canvas is so smooth. If I was working on a canvas that had more tooth, it would not look this smooth. So it almost looks like I'm doing wet into wet blending, and I'm not. It's just that this is a really good, nice, smooth canvas. So it's perfect for these techniques. Now that's not to say that a canvas with more tooth is bad. It just doesn't work for these techniques. That's the difference. Now I want to make sure I'm leaving some of that gray of the background showing through. So areas where I went a little too much, we'll just wipe that. Nikki said, I used to twitch in my sleep, and I punched my husband in the face and elbowed him in the back multiple times and started sleeping on my hands to stop. Oh my gosh. When my husband and I shared a bedroom, he used to get kicked a lot by me, but that was just from the snoring, and I'm not a friendly person when I'm trying to sleep. Oops, that's not actually where I wanted that, but we'll just smudge that out, and that can work. This is where I wanted that. Not paying attention. So just smudge that up. Man, those wind chimes are going crazy out there. And we can even glaze a little bit of a pink color on the water, like reflection. We'll do that probably next week. Let's get a few sparkles. One of the frogs is starting to chirp. I fed them a lot tonight, so I think they were too full to talk very much. Angel said, if my dogs can talk, they'd roast me and judge me with all my life choices. Yeah, I think all of our dogs would do that. That's funny. I think Gibson is just, he learns very quickly. He's very, very smart. I have a feeling Gibson, if he could talk, would be like, you're an idiot. Because I always do that. I don't know what you want. You got to tell me, when I obviously know he wants to be fed or he wants a treat or whatever. And I always say, I don't know what you want. And he probably would just tell me what an idiot he thinks I am. Like, how can you not know what I want? Okay, so next week we do all the shading on this guy. We add hearts to the umbrella and then our rain, and we'll finish him up. But we've got a lot of shading because I want to make it fade, so it's not just the black line, but kind of fade in. Makes him look a little bit more three-dimensional. Gives him a nice little look. He may end, we'll see if he ends up being a t-shirt at some point. Let's see. I remember a time when I woke my husband and told him there was someone in the room, scared him to death because there was no one there. Yeah, I used to, so my night terrors, I mean, we're done, so, well, we're done for today. This is not finished. But my night terrors were so bad, I would wake up and I always thought there was a spider over me, which was funny because I'm not afraid of spiders at all, but like your instant thing was to get up and run. That's gotten better. But I would get up thinking there were webs and stuff over me and just bolt out of the room. So that was when there was story time. So there was one day I put up new shelves. I don't know if I've ever told you guys this story. I put up a new, like this corner shelf in the apartment. Well, I didn't realize what studs were or that he had just put holes in a wall and expect a shelf to stay there. Like that's not how that works. So I put up the shelf and it was kind of by the window, like in this corner. There's a reason I brought that part of the story up. So I put the shelf up and I put a bunch of, like we have these decorative things. We both like collecting things. So there was like a snow globe on it. And then underneath he had this Grendel statue, which to this day I can't replace and I still feel bad. It got damaged. But he had this stuff on like the night table, his little like collectible stuff. So we're sleeping and during the night, that's when that shelf decided that my methods were insufficient. The shelf was not wrong. And it came crashing down, but it was close to the window. So for us, when waking up, we thought someone broke the window and was breaking in. And this is in Southern California, so not like the safest area that we were in. So we panic. We're on the first floor, so that's even worse. We both are scared, jump out of we both jump out of the bed. My husband, because of the way he woke up so quickly, he was trying to ask if everything was okay. He wasn't speaking English. I don't know what gibberish was coming out of his mouth, but now I knew instantly what, like once I got up, turned on the light and I'm looking around, I'm like, oh, okay, the shelf fell. Like, problem solved. The problem was my husband, who was clearly disturbed and like, like it was this weird, like he was angry because I'm like, what are you saying? You're not speaking. Now I'm backing away from him because he's scaring me now. Because you hear these stories of someone waking up weird and like freaking out and not like, because they're not really awake. So but I mean, that's not what it sounded like, but it was kind of like that, just mumbly gibberish. Now my husband mumbles anyway, so this was extreme for him even. It took I don't know how long it was. It felt like forever before he'd wake up because I'm panicking like, Matt, wake up, Matt, wake up. But he was and he kept telling me, he's like, I'm awake. He was trying to say, I'm awake, calm down, I'm awake. And he's reaching for me like, calm down, I'm awake. But that is not what was coming out of his mouth. I am freaking out trying to back away. It took a while before like his brain woke up. It was, looking back, hilarious. Not hilarious at the time. I was terrified. I think we were both scared because he didn't know why I was afraid of him. But I'm like, I don't think he's not awake. I don't know why and he was kind of like angry the way, but it made sense. He was frustrated. He didn't know why I was freaking out or why I couldn't calm down. So yeah, that was an interesting night for sure. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Bird Garden, for the super chat. Oh, goosebumps down to my elbows. Thank you. What kind of frogs? I formerly kept PDFs, mostly binaural. I didn't say that right. I don't know how to say that. Yes, I have poison dart frogs. I've got Santa Isabels. I've got 3 in this tank and 1 in that tank, and that's what is chirpy. They have the cutest chirps. Like, that is one of my favorite things about that specific type of dart frog. Their chirp is just this sweet, it's almost like a canary. It is just the sweetest. I love them so much. So we've got them. I'm going to be getting the bumblebee or Lucamellas for the vivarium I built out in the other room. Those will be this spring. Not the best time to ship frogs right now, so we're holding off on that. Plus, I want that tank to establish more with the plants in there. So I will be getting those, and then I've got red-eyed tree frogs as well. So yes, I'm a bit obsessed. My mom keeps saying that I'm going to be the. She's always laughed because she always thought that was me. I've always had a thing with frogs, but I guess there was an Everybody Loves Raymond, and the brother was dating a girl who was like perfect except for her frog obsession, and he went in her house and there were like frogs everywhere. Then she ate a fly. My mom thinks that's me. So yeah, anyway, yeah, Angel said you should have called your local priest. I'm out. Yeah, I was like, seriously, that's kind of where my mind went. It was like, what in the world? It was the most like, It was very scary. That was a weird. Nothing like that's ever happened again. Well, probably because I learned what studs were and how to properly hang a shelf. But yeah, Nick said my best exorcist voice. The power of Christ compels you. Yeah, that was. Tomorrow saw that episode. Yeah, my mom thinks I'm that girl, but I've never intentionally eaten a fly. I think we've all eaten a fly, just not on purpose, or not. Maybe not flies, like gnats. Anyway, Vilma said, I had a dream where I wanted to scare my husband by shouting. All I could manage was a soft shout, so then I bolstered up to a good yell. I woke myself up and my husband. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Bird Garden said, my old resembles my old collection. I kept more sponge tricolors. Santa Isabel's rock. They do. And it's funny because they're not the more interesting of like color wise, but they're chirp. Like, because that's what I hear throughout the whole house all day. I love, and that's why I want two reasons I want the Lucamellis. One, bee themed. Obviously I need that because I also love bees. So I've got to get that. But they've got, the Lucamellis had a really nice chirp too. Like just regular standards. I was looking up or watching videos. Like the fine spots look really cool, but they didn't have as cool of a chirp and they don't seem to be as bold as just the regular. So yeah, I'm going with a regular old, that's my goal anyway. We'll see. But yeah, I kind of fell into dart frogs on accident. I don't know if you can see right here. I've got a vivarium there. So that one I set up, and I didn't understand when you set up a vivarium, fungus gnats are just a part of the thing. They balance out on their own with your cleanup crew. I did not need to put a frog in there. So somebody's like, hey, you should put a frog in there. That'll help with the fungus gnat issue, because it was a big issue. It just needed to cycle. It would have gone away on its own. However, I did go get the tiniest little thumbnail dart frog. I mean, he's not technically a thumbnail, but kind of, because Santa Isabel. So he's in there. Then I decided I wanted to upgrade that because that's actually not the best tank for it. Size-wise is okay. It's 16 gallons, but I knew I could do better. So I got this tank, set that up. I got the 3 baby. I need to clean the edges of that. But I got the babies. They were tiny when I got them. And so I needed them to grow up before the other one could go in there. So didn't have to worry about him eating them. They're all big enough now. I just can't catch them. Like, I don't even know how I'm going to get them out of that tank. So right now they're just separate. Whatever. That is how that happened. So you will love the Lukes. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited for them. There's Frog Daddy is who I'm planning to go with for those at frogdaddy.com. So I've talked to him. He's planning to set up a YouTube channel too, so that will be cool. He's got his own, he's like Josh's Frogs, but a smaller business right now. So it's pretty cool. Let's see. Angel said, I can imagine the look on your face in a shocked state. Yeah, that was absolutely terrible. Try a yellow umbrella. Wait, what? Go back up. Try a yellow umbrella. It will stand out with the snail being purple. Oh, yellow would have been cute too. Maybe we'll make... The only thing is that I have to put yellow somewhere else, and I was trying to kind of stay with the general, really muted kind of theme here. But that would be cute too, for sure. Okay, so let's see. Bird Garden said, I made 10,000 breeding poison dart frogs in a 10-gallon. Holy crap. Wow. Yeah, my goal is not necessarily, they're Santa Isabels, they're gonna breed. That's definitely gonna happen. They're the rabbits of the frog world. But my goal wasn't really to breed. It just, I know that's just how these things work. And now that Benedict in there is mature, he's been calling, they matured way faster than they thought they would, but he's definitely drawing the ladies in. Let's see. Tamara said, a bear cub came through my son's bedroom window on top of him, scared him like crazy. Holy crap. That is terrifying. Angel said, eat Ben and Jerry's. Huh? Did I miss something? Oh, sorry. I tend to freeze in times of emergency. How about you? Eat Ben and Jerry's? Yeah, I run. So whenever, when I would wake up and have my night terrors, I was usually running out of the room. Well, when I was younger, I used to sleep in just a t-shirt and underwear. TMI, I know. I would take off running, and I had to stop that because the night my sister and her boyfriend were in the living room watching, we were teenagers, watching movies or whatever, and I come running because I'd go to bed early because I had to work early. I'd come running out of the room in a t-shirt and underwear. That was a little embarrassing, where people are like, what is wrong with you? Or actually it was more like Christy asking my sister, what is wrong with your sister? But these night terrors were so regular, so I started just wearing shorts to sleep in. Now I just wear sweats all the time, so not a problem now. I could run outside and not gonna shock the neighbors. But yeah, it was that was kind of my reaction when I got scared. Earthquakes too. My reaction with earthquakes, Southern California, that's a thing. You're supposed to stand in the doorway. They say it's more stable. I've never seen a building knocked down and still the doorway standing up after an earthquake, so whatever. My brain says, run out into the street. That's definitely not the safe way to go. But my whole thing, so you hope the earthquake ends and I snap out of it before I hit the street, because my thing is get outside. And that was the other reason I had to start wearing shorts to bed, because I want to run when I panic. So that was kind of that is not advice. Don't do that. That is not how you handle an earthquake, but that is how I have always done. So yeah. Anyway, it is 10:08. Thank you guys so much for joining. We will be back on. I'm gonna go edit right now. Hopefully get it done so I can work in my yard tomorrow. But I'm gonna edit tomorrow's video. Is going to be the watercolor, or it's kind of just an all-around art supply haul, because I got some more stuff besides watercolor, or box opening more than a haul. That will be up tomorrow if all goes well. And I'm hoping it's not all out of focus, because that stuff's all opened up already. I can't refilm that. And then Friday, we will be working in colored pencil at 1 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be drawing some Lady Gouldian finches. So that is it. Thank you again so much for joining. Thank you guys for the super chats. And thank you to Nick and Joseph for getting rid of all of the spam. Definitely check out their channels. Links are in the video description. Bye.